There's a strange pressure in photography these days to constantly create, to constantly post, to constantly improve. New cameras, new lenses, new presets, new trends. And somewhere along the way, I realised I was consuming photography far more than I was actually thinking about it. So, I started a Commonplace book. A Commonplace book is an old idea. For hundreds of years, writers, artists, philosophers and scientists kept notebooks filled with thoughts, quotes, observations, even sketches and ideas, fragments of inspiration. Not a diary, not a polished journal, more like a personal archive of things worth remembering. And one day I realised, why not create one for photography? At first, I thought photography was mostly technical. Settings, sharpness, noise levels, and gear reviews. And while those things matter, I slowly realised the photographs I connected with most emotionally weren't always technically perfect. They had atmosphere, feeling, patience, intent, and I needed somewhere to explore those thoughts properly. Not in Instagram captions, not in scattered phone notes, somewhere slower, more deliberate. So the Commonplace book became that place. Inside the book, I collect all kinds of things, from photography ideas to video concepts, thoughts about light, to editing reflections, creative questions, and even small realizations that happen while I'm photographing animals at the zoo or walking through the botanic gardens. Sometimes it's technical, like why I'm no longer afraid of using high ISO. Sometimes it's philosophical, like why certain images just feel alive and others don't. And sometimes it's simply a sentence I never want to forget. The book has become less about learning photography and more about learning how I see photography. Something unexpected happened after I started keeping it. Photography slowed down again, in a good way. Instead of chasing everything, I started noticing patterns in what I genuinely loved creating. Wildlife, quiet moments, atmosphere, natural behaviour and strong cinematic movement, emotion over perfection. And for the first time in a long time, photography stopped feeling like content creation and started feeling personal once again. One of the most valuable parts of a Commonplace book is reflection. Looking back at old shoots, old ideas, old mistakes, and seeing growth you never noticed in the moment. Sometimes I'll write about why an image worked, sometimes why it didn't, and sometimes I'll revisit a photo months later and suddenly understand what I was trying to say with it. That's something that social media rarely gives us the space to do anymore. Everything moves too fast. The Commonplace book slows photography back down. And honestly, somewhere along the way, it became more than just photography. It became a place to think creatively, a place to reconnect with inspiration, and a place to explore ideas without needing them to immediately become something public. No algorithm, no pressure, no performance, just curiosity. I think a lot of photographers are overwhelmed right now. There's so much noise telling us what photography should be. But this little book helped me rediscover what photography means to me. And maybe that's the real value of a Commonplace book. Not creating better photographers, but of creating more intentional ones. And honestly, I think every creative person should keep one.